guys, welcome to the Hmongipino Podcast, bringing you love, culture, and having fun to your life. I'm Danga,
I'm Impact.
and welcome to our channel.
Welcome, everyone. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Our goal this year is to reach 1K subscriber.
1K subscribers.
We enjoy doing this, and we love y'all, and thank you for being here. This episode is brought to you by Boundless Goodz, a new used good on eBay. Check them out. They have a lot of cool stuff. Lots of cool, rare vintage item to soft goods to hard goods. And
also, djdangadang bringing you music to your YouTube channel.
woo, woo, woo.
Just dropped a 90s hip-hop classics mix on the YouTube channel, so make sure to check it out.
You are now vibing with DJ Dangadang.
Brr, 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 brr.
I just have to do that. Okay. Let's go. How you doing, Bubs?
I'm okay. My day started off very late, but it's going. I just had my Hmong class
Oh, yeah.
with my sister-in-law.
You're doing really good, but just so you know, I'm enjoying hearing the conversation. And it sounds like you're getting to the point where you're conversing really well. And I feel like your comprehension is getting better. So keep it up.
Ocha.
Jonka. King soup. All right.
I wanted to share my word of the day.
Go ahead. What is
No, I don't remember it. I tried to review a lot today, but the thing that stuck in my head was gu ma jiao gao jua gao gam gu. God
it?
dang
What was
it!
that?
Gu ma
Mall, like mall.
jua gao.
Oh, Gumon Joko. Joko.
Yeah,
That means my back hurt.
yeah. So I'm still learning
Come on, drop
and
out.
still getting there, but that was something that stuck with me today because
You're doing really good.
my back really hurted today.
If you're Hmong, is it Joko or is it Dako?
Yeah, right? Because he says it what way?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Because the way I learned it was
I just remember it's Dako.
joka.
Joko. But my mom said that to
Joka.
me, so I think
What did
my
your
mom's
mom
right.
say?
Joko.
Oh.
Joko.
What is the other way?
I don't know. Maybe it's just a kid way of saying it. Joko.
I think I heard that too.
I know. Okay.
Okay. Well, how are you doing, bub?
I went fishing today with my brother Steven. We went crappie fishing and we caught our maximum limit. I'm kind of burnt. I think I'm kind of burnt.
I'm really excited to eat it later.
Oh yeah, I just cooked it. Just cooked it freshly and we left it in the kitchen and came here and did this. We're doing this podcast for y'all.
Jay.
Yeah. Jay.
Okay.
All right. I'm excited for this one.
All right. So today we're diving into a moment in history that changed everything. The pandemic. It's been years. It's been how many years? 5 years, right?
It's 5 years.
It's been 5 years.
It's been 5 years, so we just want to talk about it.
Since the world
At
shut
least our
down.
experience.
And we want to reflect on the good, the bad, and the lessons we learned from that crazy time.
Ooh. Yes, sir. All right. Number one question.
Oh, well, all right. Let's start at the beginning. What was life like when everything shut down?
What was life?
Yeah, what was life like?
Um.
What do you remember?
Okay, I was dancing like a lot. I think in terms of me, right? My dance career, I was traveling a lot, dancing, performing everywhere around the world during that time, like 2019 to into 2020, early 2020. That's what my life was like. It was just traveling. I was living out my luggage. I would just literally fly, come back, hang out, do what I gotta do here, and then fly, come back, and then so it was a fast pace for my dance journey during that time, and it was great. I mean, we were doing a lot of stuff, and it was really hype, and it was really dope. We had studios open in China and a studio open in LA and all that stuff. So it was just a big. I feel like for me during that time, it was just my dance career, which is like popping. We were just on top of the world.
And then
the pandemic hit. Dun, 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 Well, just like everything else, a lot of things got shut down. You know what I mean? So we got to we had to, shut down a lot of stuff that we opened recently during that time. We had like a big complex in the art districts in Los Angeles during time with the Kinjis, and so it was tough. It was tough, but my life before that, I feel like it was just dance and travel and create art and travel, entertain, teach, and what else? Oh, I was battling a lot during the time too. So I was competing a lot. 2019 Underground Flow had the Rises High tour, which is amazing. We literally traveled the world and the national. We have competition from around the world. We won competition. We lost some, and it was an amazing journey. It was Rises High tour with Underground Flow, and it was also a sad moment too because we lost an important person in our crew during that time. So it was a tough time, dark time, transitioning to boom, the pandemic too, right? I'm trying to reflect. Yeah. So at least that's my life during that time. I think from my memory, I'm trying to understand.
For me, I was already teaching online.
That's right.
VIP Kids. So I felt like when everything shut down and everyone had to work from home, it wasn't really of a shock to me because I was already teaching online. And so that wasn't too crazy. It was crazy when we weren't allowed to go outside, and that was the first time Trump was president. And then I remembered being scared. I remembered hand sanitizing everything. I remembered when we went into the grocery store and how long the line was. Everyone was getting toilet paper for some reason. And the longer line. And then when you get in, everyone was crazy stress buying everything off the shelves, right? And then so that was like something I remembered. And then we were home together all the time, and then we had to FaceTime everybody, right?
Okay,
we had Zoom calls.
You're right. I think I just meant to understand your question. I thought you meant like life before the pandemic, but you meant like during the time.
Yeah, but it's also good to see what it was like, and then it hit, and then how everything changed, right?
Okay, yeah.
But like for me, like my life was already like working from home, so it wasn't that big a change. Except the big change was the stuff that happened outside in the world. So that was the big change for me. Gotcha. And then I got to see you more often too. So then it was like we were together all the time too.
So I was home more, which is great. I'm not hating on that. I think during that time I was already going into 2020. I was pretty exhausted from traveling already. I think like I enjoyed it, but it was getting to a point where I feel like mentally I was just on autopilot. As an artist, like during that time, I was just like, okay, we're performing, we're going there, doing this, doing that, on to the next one, this and that, right? And I felt like I was just on autopilot. So I feel like, that's who I was. That's my identity during that time, you know what I mean? And I feel like I really honestly didn't understand who I was during that time too. I did, but like, forgot because I was just doing stuff.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. But I guess what I'm trying to add to that is like, when everything shut down, I thought it was interesting because I saw a bunch of kindred people walking around. I mean, because everyone wearing masks now, right? I was so used to just we're being the only one wearing masks, like this. And it was just interesting. I remember I usually go jogging at the beach, on the boardwalk area, shoreline area, and then it was just funny because there's a bunch of people with masks on it. And I was like, whoa, this is really interesting. I'm like, wow. And I remember recording it too. Look, a bunch of kindred people, right? I was joking around, but I was like, I guess it's serious, right?
Yeah.
And then going to the people going crazy at the grocery stores, the toilet paper issues.
Yeah.
People stocking up food. No longer safe to go to certain places. The gym shut down.
Yeah, and then I remembered missing my family so much, and I remember my mom, my parents, and my grandma even like came and they dropped off groceries for us.
That's right. And we were just here, just like,
I know, and I felt so sad that I had to wave at them, on the opposite side of the door, or not being able to hug them. It was like really emotional for me.
It was an experience for sure.
Yeah.
I think the distancing yourself from your loved one, and not just your loved ones, but just like your social life. I feel like that part itself, if people are not like strong, their part probably really did. It's pretty traumatic for some people, right?
Yeah.
Their life. So for me, I'm happy I was with you. I couldn't imagine those people who probably had to quarantine themselves. But
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, I'm just saying, like, for me, I enjoyed it when I was there with you because I did slow down. I got
Yeah.
a chance to just be home with you, and that was great. You know,
Yeah.
so
It was crazy. I mean, like,
you know what's crazy about it too is that like we flew into China during that time. We were supposed to dance in the location where the virus started. I forgot what country, what state is it, what area it was called, but I think it was Guan something. I forgot. But anyways, we were supposed to fly into that place, but instead something happened, so we were directed to another place to do our, I guess, our job. And I remember that 'cause I flew back, and when that we flew back, everything started happening, and we was, oh, dude, is that one place that we were supposed to fly into?
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting to share. I'm just saying, like, again, we were that close to being quarantined in China.
Yeah.
Probably,
Oh,
you know,
man.
I don't know.
It was crazy too, and it was pretty scary. And it was funny how everyone was like chaotic and like very strict here. And then I hear in Florida they're still going to clubs and, and
Yeah.
like I mean like
other places.
I mean like we didn't
yeah.
know whether to believe the
news.
yeah, like what's really happening, if
Yeah.
everything's real or not. So it was such a scary time to not know
Yeah.
for sure what really is happening.
Yep. So yeah, I mean that's when everything happened. Shut
But then
down.
it was kind of nice to see everybody slow down, not just
Yep.
you. It's like the whole world stopped and paused
right.
for a second, and everyone reset. So like if everyone was like going upwards, everyone just all went to the same level, and it's like, okay, we're restarting.
Everyone restarted.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
and then
great.
like
That's
people
right.
started doing new passions
Yeah.
and
Life change.
Yeah,
Everyone.
it was
I
like
mean, life changed for a lot of people. I mean,
Yeah.
for me too. You know, I'm pretty sure you too. But yeah, that's true. That's a good point that you brought up. Like, it
'Cause then
was
that's
really a
when you
restart
started
for the
doing
entire
B-goods,
world.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was literally the beginning of a restart for everyone. I feel like the
Mhm.
entire world, of even people's view of just life to, you know what I mean, every
Yeah.
aspect of the world.
And then it made you really think like what was more important. Like some people had work as their priority,
priority. Yeah.
and then now it's like, okay, if you don't have work, what's your priority then?
Mhm.
So it was like taking care of your health. If you had COVID, it was like pretty serious. Like that beginning stage of COVID is different from like right now COVID,
Yeah.
right? So it was like pretty intense. People were in ventilators and yeah, but just restarting and
Restart.
knowing what's really important, like spending more time with your family. And
I mean, I think I definitely push back my life to understand what I value more because of the time that the time that it gave us, right? I feel
Yeah.
like it was the pandemic. Even though the pandemic happened, all this issue came, all these, you know, there's so much stuff happening, like in terms of like with the virus and everything, the sickness, so on. I feel like it gave you time, you know,
time,
to
yeah.
figure stuff out or restart, you know, like you said.
Mhm.
I mean, I feel like we're kind of moving on to just lesson right now. I feel like so I guess I will ask you this, like what's something you learned during the pandemic that it still stick with you today, you know?
Something that I learned about myself.
Yep.
Well, I feel like, I don't know, it's not really new to me. I'm always being thrown into the unknown,
Yeah.
even with my condition. But I've learned that it's possible to get through it.
Yeah.
I think that was my big thing. And I feel like this, just from my observations, like everyone found a solution to the problem. If
Yeah.
they got laid off their job, they found another way to make money,
Yeah.
right? They found another passion. They started their own business. They finally took the leap into investing in
That's
themselves.
the one I was going to add on to that. I feel like people took the leap, like, to finally pursue what they love.
What they love. Yeah. They're like, if
I
I'm
think
going
that
to
was
do it
something
at any time, this is
they
going to be
did
the
it.
time.
Yep.
So I feel like whatever obstacles go your way, and it kind of detours your pathway to what you want to do. There's always another way to
Yep.
get to it. It might not be what you planned, but it might be better.
That's true. That brings the thing that I add on to that. I was like, I feel like success is out there. You know, you just need to work your way there, and I feel like everyone has their own equal, not equal, but I feel like obstacle to get there. You know, and I feel like if you just don't give up, you'll guarantee some sort of success. You know, whether it's not where you want, it'll get you somewhere where you didn't expect it. You know.
Yeah.
I like that. I hear you.
You know what else I noticed too, or realized? It was like, even though that there was a pause, it like jumped us, society, into a new state
Yep.
of mind, a state of technology. Like, technology got way more advanced.
Yep.
You were able, like,
virtual communication was more used and prevalent in people's daily life. People was doing live more.
Yeah, more live. I'm like
People
thinking of
being
myself.
creative. You was going live during
Yeah,
that
I was
time.
DJing live, and
Yep.
that was like a whole nother level of DJing. It's like, dang, you're not just doing your controller or turntables. You're like adding on the other layer of technology with it
Yep.
too. So
That's true.
that was like a big shift in
Even
society.
Underground Flow, we did Stay Underground. Remember?
Yeah.
We did Stay Underground, where we literally did workshop online for the entire world. You know, and I thought it was cool. We did it inside everyone's house. You know what I mean? Everyone did it where they're at, and we went live on our social media to kind of just teach.
Do classes.
Yeah, do classes. I thought it was cool, and we kind of did like a, little vlog of our journey, what was happening during time. So it's interesting to I kind of want to go back and watch our vlogs, because it's interesting to see how life was during that time and what's happening. It's so different now, right? But I guess for me, for me, one lesson I learned, and I'm happy I encountered, not lesson, but I guess something that I found for myself again in my life, which is my empowerment. You know what I mean? And I feel like what you mentioned, people had to shift their, I guess, their job ventures into different part of their life, or maybe they took the leap, right, to pursue what they love and to continue that. I feel like for me, I had to kind of take a leap away from what I love to do. You know what I mean? And it made me kind of venture into a world of reselling and understanding what that world, and understanding how it was. And it was just something random, because my brother and I, we own Seven Dots, which is a clothing brand that my brother and I, we created. And so I understand the world of selling and online, and pretty much retail, having a retail store and so on, and creating product and so on, right? So, and I knew the shipping world and all that stuff. So it was an easy transition into that different, I guess, profession, and understanding what it was. But it also, inside that journey, it also gave me a reminder of how powerful it is to remember to be a powerful self. You know what I mean? And be able to control your life and control your avenue of where you want to go and what you want to do, how you want to say stuff, right? Or do stuff, like being your own boss, pretty much, right? 'Cause I guess what I'm trying to say is that during that time, going to pandemic, I was always doing stuff for Kinjaz. I was under this company. I was just doing what I had to do. You know, I was creating. I have certain parts of it, but really, I had no sort of control what to do. Like, I can't say, okay, let's stop now. You know what I mean? Like, I can't say, oh, let's do this, that. You know what I mean? So it was no source of empowerment that I feel like I haven't had in a long time, in terms of what Boundless Goodz have given me. And I'm proud of that. You know what I mean? I feel like I wish that on everyone in the world to find something that gives them themselves some sort of empowerment to want to keep working hard, but also working hard for yourself to take care of yourself, you know? And it's just really, like I say, empowering to continue to live a life you want to live, you know? And so that's something I found through the jump back of moving away from something I love. I still do what I love. I mean, I was still dancing. I was still doing stuff during that time too, and now I'm still dancing too. But I'm just saying, like, it ventured me off to another world where I realized that, wow, I could still do this and find something that is impactful in my life. You know, that was able to allow me to take care of you, take care of our life together, and create a life that we kind of wanted to. You know, and so I'll just share that. I feel like, yeah.
I'm proud of you.
Because I feel like I discovered that through breaking too. You know what I mean? Where you were able to create who you want to be. Yeah. But during that time, I feel like I lost it. I didn't know where I was at. I felt like I was going to the pandemic. I didn't even know where the heck. I felt like I was just autopilot. Right. You know what I mean? Just dancing for Kinjid. Or dancing with Kinjid probably, right? But I feel like during that time, I was transitioning to just feeling like I was dancing for it. You know what I mean? And it was just not natural no more. So I feel like there's always a way to rediscover yourself and grow and be more better than who you were back then. So I guess I'm just saying, like, I'm just happy I discovered that during the pandemic, you know, and like now will I want to go back? I don't want to go back because I'm better than who I am now through what I'm doing, you know.
Are you celebrating 5 years with Be Goods too?
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, it's been like 5 years.
5 years since I told Danga that I don't want her to work no more. It was scary. I mean, during that time, it was crazy. Danga had to go to the ER during the pandemic, and it was a traumatic event for me too, where I was like, oh my gosh, like we had to drive to the ER, right, the emergency room. They didn't allow you to go there because now you have to go somewhere else because the hospital was using that place for some sorts of, you know, patient for the virus, COVID during that time. Yeah. So I was like, what the heck? And, you know, I was just more worried about you because that was my first time really having to take you to the hospital. And I feel like because of that, too, I feel like it made me work harder to try to build a life now that I want you to not have to experience that again. And not just that for me, too. I don't want to experience that again.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but...
Thank you.
Yeah, so I mean, there's many stuff that I feel like like you say, you know, the pandemic have created in this world. I feel like if you were able to come out of the pandemic a better person, I feel like you kind of succeed in life. Yeah. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope everyone did learn something from that change.
That change, because it is a big change. It's not. And I feel like, because I'm not gonna lie to you, because I feel like I was able to be who I want to be, and that kind of gave me a chance to give my time to my family, and that's something that I value a lot, you know. So I love the fact that I was able to transition myself to not put my time into stuff that I don't want to do, or not doesn't value, or that I don't value, you know what I mean. And so I was able to transition my giving myself some sort of empowerment to kind of say, you know what, I'm gonna spend time with my family more, you know.
Yeah.
And you too.
Yeah.
Then we got married.
Yeah, we did. All right. So next up, what's something about that time that you secretly miss?
I missed the free time.
Free time.
Well, I mean, feel like free time, cause literally, I used to play game when I was younger. But literally, when I started falling in love with other stuff that I want to do and pursue, I stopped. You know what I mean? And I went to pursue whatever I did, and I was just focused on those stuff like breaking and just dancing, choreographing, and performing, and all that stuff. And the pandemic literally gave me time to just sit back and, like, you know what? I want to play video game.
Yeah.
And then literally, like, those simple time where you literally sit down and, like, there's nothing happening in the world right now. Everyone is just in their own bubble.
Yeah.
And, like, it's literally your own time for yourself to just spin. So it depends on what you do. And I just miss that leisure, that time of you just not having to worry about anything out there. And you just worry about what's in here and just kind of, like, maneuver it, you know what I mean? And that time. It's that time, man. Which is interesting because it went by so slow.
Yeah.
And you just didn't have... Because nothing was scheduled. Besides certain stuff, I guess, important stuff that you had to do.
Except in our place, we made a schedule, remember?
Yes.
Like, we tried to schedule off, like, who's going to cook when, everything, every part of our day.
Really? Right? I don't remember that.
I remembered. I put it on the door. I was like, we're going to do this and this.
I obviously didn't follow
even though, like, time stopped, we try to be so productive during our days, right?
Yep.
We're like, okay, we're gonna schedule this, and then we had to schedule our time in our space too, because this is our only space, and we both had to like work together. I remember where I DJ'd and you practiced at one time.
Oh yeah,
right?
I was practicing. Yeah, yeah. You just gotta make everything right for yourself during that time.
Yeah.
I hear you. What do you miss?
I miss.
I just miss that time.
I miss our chalk art
Oh
time.
yeah, the
so
chalk art.
we did chalk art on our sidewalk every week or every
It was
month.
every
I forgot.
Sunday, I think.
But
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that time, even though.
You see the time that was given to us, where we
Yeah.
literally had the time to just sit outside and chalk our freaking sidewalk.
But then we never. I mean, like we could easily do that all the time, and we're both creative, artistic people too. But it was
Yeah.
just fun to
Like we could
create
go out
art
there and do it
together.
now, but
Yeah, it's not the same.
It's not the same because of the way I feel like that time gave that during that time, it was just like, it was so like what should we do now? Okay, let's go talk.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it was a way for us to communicate with everyone, even though we're
It was like-
quarantined.
it was
right?
it was a creative way because we would do some cool way to kind of like the artwork would communicate but Black Lives Matters, for example,
Yeah.
was one that we kind of did to random
It was a Mother's Day one.
where we did flowers and everything for the mothers.
Was it Halloween? Was there
Halloween was one. We did pumpkins.
Yeah.
Well, our chalk arts is on Instagram, so if you're interested, check it out. It's
Chalk heart.
chalk heart, chalk heart.
Chalk heart.
Yeah.
Oh, there was
What else do you
something
miss?
else that I missed. I remembered when during the first time when we were first told to quarantine, we watched all the quarantine movies.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Just
We
like
did do that.
engulfing us in that type of world of people being quarantined.
I do miss my first time. It was all my first time spending like
Christmas
the holidays
together.
with you.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool. I just thought it was interesting, unique. Because it finally happened where we spend that time together.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was just interesting time, right? Everyone just had to worry about their own world during that time, and it was cool. It was cool in its own way. I know a lot of stuff happened that was bad, but I'm just going to speak on the good stuff for that part. I mean, at least from my experience. So yeah.
Dang, we even did New Year's. We did New Year's on Zoom, didn't we? And I DJ'd. Do you remember?
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
All of our holidays were on Zoom. Zoom was a spot.
It was. I feel like Zoom stock blew up during that time, and it was only it happened. Well, I don't remember using Zoom much until that, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, time has passed.
Yeah.
Right. Years have passed. 5 years since the pandemic. That's why we just want to just kind of do an episode about it and talk about our experience, and I hope you could relate a little bit to it if you're listening to it. But I mean, what are some habits you started during the time, perspective that you have during the time that you still carry today?
Habits. I don't know. Nothing. There's nothing that comes to my mind automatically. How about you?
I think going from the pandemic out of the pandemic, I feel like fitness was a big thing to me.
What was it?
Fitness
Fitness.
became fitness became a big thing to me. Even more. I felt like I was working out a lot prior to pandemic, but like not as much because I was doing a lot of my dance stuff, and I was a lot younger, so I was dancing was different. But as I transitioned out of the pandemic, I realized that fitness was key to my maintenance of lifestyle, if anything. So yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, like with me, fitness has always been
I know.
there. Yeah.
Like I said, I know it was for me too, but I'm just saying like it was even different, more different because I immersed it more. That's all.
I think something that I did, I guess a perspective that I really am aware of is how important it is to be outside. or
Yeah.
like in nature or to get some sun.
Yep.
Because
that's
I
key.
remember being inside all the time, and then even just getting fresh air, it was like a whole
Yep.
different perspective. Even if you're working from home, it's like, dang, just wanting to be in nature just for a little bit was
Yeah.
just like a little thing that I
That's true.
realized how important it is.
That is true, and I feel like during the time, people realized how important nature was too. If anything,
Mhm.
right? I mean, I hope. I mean, I felt like I was already immersed in nature before that. I loved it, but I got into it more in some way. So, yeah.
Do you think? Oh, I'm
Go
like reflecting now. Do you think
Go.
people were nicer during the
The
pandemic, or do you think
Um.
people, or even now, do you think people are nicer now, or
I don't know. I feel like people are still the same in some way.
yeah?
You know, like during the pandemic, people are. I didn't really encounter anyone super mean. You know,
Hmm.
at least from my experience, I didn't. I try to stay away from those type of interaction, so I didn't really experience that. But at least the people that I put my energy toward and see, I don't really, right,
Yeah.
see nothing bad. But I felt like the world's getting bad in its own way, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. So I don't know. I don't want to talk much about that, but
All right. I was just curious.
yeah, don't worry.
I'm just trying. I was thinking of the question of things that we secretly miss, but is there things that you secretly
Don't miss.
don't miss? I kind of miss the 6 feet apart, like the distance, social distancing. Because now people are all close together, and I still like my space a little.
I like the space.
I mean, in public. That's what I meant. Like social distance in public.
Oh, in public. There's a lot of stuff I don't miss, but I don't know why I'm blank right now. Well, I don't miss the fact that I can't, wasn't able to have a full gathering like from my family. Sometimes everyone kind of say no. You know, we want to be,
Yeah,
protective for themselves and so on. So, which is understandable. So during that time, people weren't comfortable yet to kind of gather, and I feel like I do miss my family gathering when everyone was together. So there was some time when I just spent it with a few of my siblings and my mom and dad. So it was different and it was new, but I feel like I think it was good for everyone too. But at the same time, I don't miss that the fact that we can't see each other. So that's that. I guess same thing with my friends, right? I can't see them sometimes, you know. I don't miss the fact that you had to temperature yourself or
yeah.
you know
Yeah.
do stuff like that to kind of do stuff. Wear a mask. I don't miss that.
Yeah.
I don't miss wearing a mask.
Yeah.
And studies have showed that I don't want to talk about it, but you know, I don't know. That's not as effective sometimes, but who knows? I'm not trying to talk about it. Give information about anything, right? Just my experience. All right. Well, that's pretty much what we want to talk about today. It's been 5 years since the pandemic, and literally
Happy
this month,
COVID anniversary.
literally this month, March, it's been 5 years, and time flies. I feel like our life have changed a lot.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of stuff have happened. We got married, and you know, we're working toward different parts in our life for the future, and you know, it's just interesting to see where that was and where we are now, and so we just want to talk about it. And I hope you guys were able to engage and understand some stuff and like it. If not, let us know how do you feel. You know,
Yeah, and how your experience
how was your experience during that time 5 years ago? But before we leave, we want to end off obviously with a Hmongipino question of the day. The question today is, what do you miss about the pandemic?
What do you miss about the pandemic?
Yes, I already kind of talked about mine.
I miss it. I wish
So.
we can go back we could have like a quarantine day once a year or
I'm
something.
pretty sure people are doing quarantine concept.
Yeah,
somewhere
for sure. Like
in your own
quarantine birthday party. Or
Can you imagine that? Wow,
yeah.
that's interesting, and it just make everyone
Or
virtually
quarantine theme.
hang out virtually.
Yeah.
We're
I
doing
don't
a
know.
virtual party.
I'm gonna play all the quarantine music from that time. Oh man, that would
Yeah.
be so funny. Bored in the house, bored in the house, bored. I remember that song.
Well, that's it. Let us know your thoughts. Please comment. Let us know. Like it if you haven't liked the video. Subscribe. Please share. We do really value your time and your intention to what we do. So, anything you want to say?
We appreciate you. Thank you guys.
Thank you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We love y'all. We're Hmongipino and we're out. Peace.